Every day, you're met with subtle digs, dismissive tones, or outright disrespect. At work, someone constantly talks over you. At home, your opinions are ignored. Among so-called friends, your presence feels like an afterthought. It wears you down. It chips away at your confidence, making you feel invisible, unworthy, or even powerless. And the worst part? It doesn't stop. That's because disrespectful people don't change unless they're forced to. If they see that you tolerate their behavior, they'll keep pushing, testing, and taking advantage. They thrive on your silence. So ask yourself, how much longer will you allow this? How much more of your energy, self-worth, and peace of mind are you willing to sacrifice? Or are you finally ready to take back the respect you deserve? Yes, this is how you are going to do it. I'll share 8 powerful, no-nonsense strategies that will help you handle disrespect head-on, stand your ground, and take back control. No sugarcoating, no empty cliches, just real, practical steps to make sure people treat you with the respect you're owed. Before moving forward, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and like this video. This small action not only helps to spread these timeless insights, but also ensures that it reaches those who need it most. 1. Draw the line and enforce it. You know you don't have boundaries, and when you don't have them, people don't respect them. If you don't make it clear what you will and won't tolerate, you give others permission, whether intentionally or not, to treat you however they please. This is where disrespect takes root. Think about it. The colleague who constantly interrupts you, the friend who always makes backhanded comments, the family member who disregards your time. They do it because they can. They've learned that you'll let it slide, and the more you allow, the worse it gets. That ends today. Boundaries aren't just words, they're actions. When someone oversteps, call it out. Say, I don't allow people to speak to me that way. No explanations, no debating, just a clear, firm stance. You train people how to treat you by what you tolerate. So ask yourself, are you setting the standard for respect, or are you letting others decide it for you? 2. Shut down the power struggle. Disrespectful people thrive on control. They test you, push your buttons, and wait for an emotional reaction. The moment you get defensive, raise your voice, or try to prove yourself, you've already played into their hands. That's exactly what they want. Power over your emotions. Now you may be wondering, what can I do to take back control in these situations? Well, in my opinion, the strongest response is to refuse to engage. Yes, I know this might feel challenging at first. The instinct is to react, to defend yourself, or to set the record straight. But here's the truth. The moment you get defensive, you give them exactly what they're looking for. Instead, when you feel that urge to react, stay composed. Keep your tone steady and neutral. Indifference is far more powerful than anger because it shows that their words no longer affect you. They may try to provoke you, but if you don't feed into it, they'll lose interest quickly. This doesn't mean you're ignoring disrespect. It means you're handling it on your own terms. You stay calm, keep your responses factual, and if needed, walk away. The key is that when you stop engaging in their game, you take away their power to manipulate you. The less you react, the more control you gain. And when you control your own emotions, no one else can. 3. Limit their access to you. Toxic and disrespectful people only have as much access to you as you allow. The more time and energy you give them, the more chances they have to undermine you, drain you, and test your patience. Now you might be thinking, what if I can't completely avoid them? What if they're a coworker, a family member, or someone I have to interact with? That's a fair concern. But here's the thing. While you may not be able to cut them off completely, you can control how much of your energy they consume. Start by setting limits on how often you engage with them. Keep interactions brief and strictly necessary. Don't entertain their negativity. Don't get pulled into pointless conversations, and don't let them take up space in your mind when they're not even around. Your attention is valuable. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to it. When you reduce their influence in your life, you take away their ability to affect your mood, your self-esteem, and your inner peace. Protect your energy, because once you do, you'll realize how little power they actually had over you all along. 4. Use silence as a weapon. Disrespectful people expect a reaction. They thrive on conflict, waiting for an argument, an outburst, or any sign that they've gotten under your skin. Silence robs them of that satisfaction. Instead of responding to every insult or provocation, choose to say nothing. Let their words linger in the air with no reaction from you. Silence is unsettling. It forces them to sit with their own disrespect without the usual pushback they expect. More often than not, it makes them uncomfortable and weakens their control. This doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment. It means refusing to dignify nonsense with a response. When silence is used strategically, it becomes a statement of power. No defense, no explanation, just quiet, unwavering confidence. Not every battle needs to be fought. Sometimes the most effective way to win is to say nothing at all. 5. Be direct and unapologetic. Disrespect continues when boundaries are weak or unclear. People will test limits to see what they can get away with. The solution is clear, direct communication that leaves no room for misinterpretation. When someone oversteps, there's no need to justify, over-explain, or soften the message to make them comfortable. A firm statement is enough. Whether it's a coworker undermining your ideas, a friend constantly belittling you, or a family member crossing the line, the response should be immediate and unmistakable. Being direct is not about aggression, it's about self-respect. A simple but firm statement like, "That was unnecessary," or "I don't tolerate being spoken to that way," is enough to establish dominance. When disrespect is met with unwavering clarity, it sends a message that you are not someone to be taken lightly. 6. Stop taking it personally. Disrespect often feels like a personal attack, but in reality, it says more about the other person than it does about you. Most people who mistreat others are acting out of their own insecurities, frustrations, or need for control. Their words and actions are a reflection of their character, not your worth. Understanding this removes their power. When you detach emotionally, you stop internalizing their behavior. Instead of feeling hurt or questioning yourself, you recognize their actions for what they are, a projection of their own issues. The moment you stop taking their words to heart, they lose their ability to affect you. Your confidence remains intact, your self-worth stays unshaken, and their disrespect becomes meaningless. 7. Walk away without a second thought. Some situations are not worth the effort. There are people who will never respect you, no matter what you say or do. The smartest move is to remove yourself entirely. Walking away is not a sign of weakness. It's proof that you refuse to waste time and energy on those who don't deserve it. Staying in toxic environments, arguing with people who refuse to listen, or trying to earn respect from those committed to disrespecting you will only drain you. The more you tolerate it, the more it wears you down. Cutting ties, distancing yourself, or even physically removing yourself from a situation sends a clear message. You are not dependent on their approval, and you refuse to be treated as anything less than you deserve. Real strength is knowing when to walk away and never looking back. 8. Surround yourself with people who value you. Disrespect becomes harder to tolerate when you realize how it feels to be genuinely valued. The best way to combat negativity is to fill your life with people who uplift, encourage, and respect you. The more time you spend around those who treat you well, the more obvious it becomes who doesn't. Supportive friends, mentors, and loved ones reinforce your self-worth. They remind you of your value and help you see that respect is not something you should have to fight for. It's the bare minimum. Building a strong circle of respect and positivity makes it easier to dismiss those who refuse to give you the same. When you surround yourself with people who appreciate you, disrespect stops feeling like something you need to endure. It becomes something you no longer tolerate at all. Respect isn't something you beg for. It's something you demand by the way you carry yourself, the boundaries you set, and the people you allow into your life. Disrespect only continues when it is tolerated. But now you have the tools to put an end to it. You've learned how to set firm boundaries, control your reactions, and limit access to those who don't value you. You've seen the power of silence, direct communication, and emotional detachment. And most importantly, you now understand that not everyone deserves your time, your energy, or your presence. The choice is yours. You can either keep allowing disrespect to chip away at your confidence, or you can reclaim your power and demand the respect you deserve. The moment you stop seeking validation from the wrong people and start valuing yourself, everything changes. So what will you do? Will you continue tolerating disrespect, or will you take control and set the standard for how others treat you? The answer is clear. Stand tall, set your boundaries, and never settle for less than you deserve. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future content. And if you know someone struggling with disrespect, share this video with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear.